All the action in the Honda pits before the Formula Paeroa race settled around the weather. Craig Sheriffs explains.
We've had a lot of rain right up until about 9 o'clock this morning, and it was looking a bit sketchy as to even whether they could run the event because it was so fast here and too many white lines and stuff like that on the track, and it's very high speed, so it would have been very dangerous in the wet, but it's dried out pretty good, and we've had one practice and it was actually a lot better than I expected it to be, and the Honda was working really well straight away, and the Pirelli tyres gave me a lot more grip than I thought we were going to have with the damp lines and that, so I'm actually quite looking forward to the day.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever rained since I've been here, so I wouldn't have a clue. So I've ridden in Wanganui in the wet and stuff like that, so I've got a fair idea, but it's a little bit faster here. A few more manhole covers and white lines to deal with, so yeah, no, it should be fun though.
Hopefully we can back up the title and lap record from last year, so I'm really looking forward to today, and my bike is working really good, and I know Craig will be there as well. Craig's always fast in these street circuits, so hopefully we can show the public a good day's racing.
Well, this is the preparations before the first Formula Paeroa race here at the Yamaha Battle of the Streets. Formula Paeroa brought to you by Yamaha, and the man to watch, Gareth Jones from Australia. Craig Sheriffs coming off a win in the Robert Holden Memorial at Wanganui. He's got to be one of the contenders, and so too Hayden Fitzgerald. Watch there on the left-hand side of your screen, the yellow bike. That is Gareth Jones on the Bernard Racing Yamaha. Expect him to get away well, but down the centre of the track, it looks like it's bike number 61, and that is Hayden Fitzgerald on the Castrol liveried Honda CBR 1000 Triple R that's gone into the front, but as I speak, down the inside comes Jones, and going with him is Craig Sheriff. So Hayden Fitzgerald, after getting the whole shot, slips back to third place. In fourth place, it looks like it's Peter Tanner on the big RSV 1000 Aprilia. In there as well, 99 Lance Lowe making a welcome return to racing here on the streets of Paeroa. Back there in the second group, number 80, and that is Nick Odermatt on the big Ducati. So there's been another leader change as they come into the Pirelli hairpin for the first time, and it is Sheriffs back in the front now. Oh, and some problems here, and that is Patrick Nussbaum on the big Kawasaki, just landing at our cameraman's feet. So he's going to rejoin a long way behind, in fact behind the course car, so he has made it hard for himself. 10 laps for the Yamaha sponsored Formula Paeroa here on the streets of Paeroa. Well, we said it was all about the weather. Well, luckily the weather's held off, conditions sunny, hot, the big crowd enjoying the racing, and what racing we've got. Sheriff's bike number 56. Honda Racing Team, right in behind him, the Yamaha of Gareth Jones. Gareth Jones holds the outright track record, lap record here at Paeroa as they make their way over the bumps on the back straight into the Woolworths corner. Number 87, another one to look for, Mark Perry there. And then behind him, Murray Rollinson on the Aprilia. There is Nick Odermatt on the big Ducati. But already the gaps are starting to open up, and Craig Sheriffs is starting to assert his dominance. He is an absolute master of the street circuit. Now, since Wanganui, all these guys have been competing in the Castrol Power 1 New Zealand Superbike Road Racing Championships, and really you'd have to say that Sheriffs and Hayden Fitzgerald have been fighting a bit of a rearguard action against the likes of Gareth Jones and Robbie Bugden. No Bugden, no Andrew Stroud here today, but we've got the best of them. And one of the best on the streets, Craig Sheriffs leads out of the Woolworths turn into the Pirelli hairpin, back down to second gear. Then it's the Yamaha of Jones. 61, Hayden Fitzgerald gets a little bit closer now. 99, Lance Lowe on the Mount Eden Motorcycles Kawasaki. Broke his ankle here a couple of seasons ago. Good to see him back. There is Odermatt, last year on a Triumph, this year on the big Ducati. Now, Peter Tanner is still back in fourth place on the big Aprilia, so he's had a good performance here at Paeroa. The Hacksaw circuit coming into the Suzuki S's now. This is probably the slowest part of the racetrack. This is a battle for the minors out of the Bike Rider magazine turn and up over the stop bank. 10 laps for the Formula Paeroa race, so a little bit longer than what we've seen in the heats. And already these battles starting to form. 36 is Ray Clee, great to see him back. And 21, Sloane Frost on the LG Electronics Kawasaki, ex-motocrosser. Had some problems at the Tri-Series earlier this year at Taupo. Suspected broken arm, but he's back and racing, and that's great to see. We go back to the front of the field. Gareth Jones getting a little bit closer now to Sheriffs as they go up over the stop bank again. And look at the body English, the attitude of Craig Sheriffs as they go through this slow turn heading for the Suzuki S's. There is a man that had problems in the beginning lap, so he is about to be swallowed up by this freight train of fast-moving superbikes. And how fast? We'll talk about 290 kilometres an hour flashing past the shop windows here at Paeroa. And there is a graphic example of it. There's Nosebaum. There is the front three, Sheriffs, Jones and Fitzgerald. Gareth Jones a little bit closer, just a little bit better under brakes as they go through the Bike Rider magazine turn. Hayden Fitzgerald tagging onto the back of these two, and while they're dicing, that's going to be good news for Hayden Fitzgerald. They both clear the lap rider without any problems at all. Or Hayden takes the wide line going into the Suzuki S's. Another one looking for a little bit of extra racing room on the Aprilia there, just squaring off that turn one. Sheriffs continues to lead, and if anything, he's pulled out a bit of an advantage now on the rest of the field. This is Craig Frethy on the Honda, bike number 33. He's in the mix as well, inside the top 10 at the moment. And here's this battle we've been watching. Mark Perry is in at the 87. Then we go back to number 28, and that's Murray Rollinson. Just ahead of them was Nick Odermatt on the big Ducati. So we look for the race leaders, and there they are heading into the Pirelli turn once again. And this time, Gareth Jones has made up the deficit. He's a whole lot closer as they head down onto the Yamaha front straight now. It's the Honda of Craig Sheriffs leading. Gareth Jones coming up to another one of the lap riders here. Going to play a part in this one. 56, Sheriff just looked a little bit squealy under brakes, and that's allowed Gareth Jones to dive up the inside. Sheriff shuts the door. Well, he is Mr. Aggression on the streets. Jones will have another good look up the inside, but can't make it stick around the left-hander. Hayden Fitzgerald closes up the gap as well. Here is Terry Rietfeld on the second of the LG Electronics bikes. He's about to be swallowed up by this fast-moving pair as well. Jones a whole lot closer this time. Looks for an inside run. Then decides against it. Squares off the Pirelli hairpin. He'll get good drive coming onto the front straight. Battle of the Miners. Frethy is in there. So too the 80 of Nick Odermatt, the Fredco Motors sponsored Ducati. We go back to the front of the field just in time to see Gareth Jones dive up the inside of Sheriffs and take the lead. And just laps remaining in this first Formula Paeroa race. Once again, Rietfeld is going to play a part in this, whether he wants to or not, because that's the bike they'll come up on very quickly indeed. Down the back straight, there he is. Gareth Jones clears him. Sheriffs has a little bit of trouble, and that's the advantage that Jones was looking for. Sheriffs now clears the lap rider as they go into the Pirelli hairpin. So it is Gareth Jones on the Bernard Racing Yamaha in the front. Then it is Craig Sheriffs, and then it is Hayden Fitzgerald. Forget about the rest, because that's where the racing is. And once again, Sheriffs has closed up the gap into turn one here at the Hacksaw Circuit, the Yamaha Battle of the Streets, and it's as close as you like in Formula Paeroa. Well, Craig Sheriffs never knows when he's beaten, and he's right on the back wheel now of Gareth Jones as the laps run down here. Once again, are we going to see the Spectra lap riders playing a part in these last few laps here at Paeroa? Look at Sheriff down the inside through the Pirelli hairpin, makes the pass stick, so close to rubbing fairings, and what a time to do it. Checkered flag comes out, and Craig Sheriff, well, I'm not sure, was it Sheriff or was it Gareth Jones? Gareth Jones isn't sure either. He looks over as if to say, who got it, Craig? Did you get it or did I? Well, I think it was Gareth Jones, but by the slimmest of margins, and that's the way the judges saw it as well. So Gareth Jones claims first blood in the Yamaha-sponsored Formula Paeroa.
That was the closest street race I've ever had, I reckon. That was hard work. But the Yamaha's working great, so made my job a little easier, you know. So I haven't got much to say about that other than good on you, Craig, good riding, mate. So yeah, I look forward to the next one. I'm sure it'll be just as difficult. My team's been fantastic this weekend. The Bernard Racing Yamaha team has just really put it together, so thanks heaps, guys.
It's going to be another hard day at the office by the look of it. I had a look sort of halfway through the race and I had a small gap. And I sort of thought, oh yeah, I'm sure that won't stay there for long. And I looked a couple of laps later and Gareth was right behind me, and I knew he'd have to go somewhere, which he did. And
where did he get you?
Turn one on the brakes it was. But yeah, I actually passed him on the last lap and into the hairpin, and I was going down the front straight to the checkered flag, and I was thinking, yes, and then he just slowly crept up beside me, so I don't actually know whether I got first or second in the end. Yeah, be by about that much, yeah. But no, it was a good race, I enjoyed it, so just have to go faster now.